Alright, hello there. So this will be the first tutorial in a series of tutorials about the new Make integration. This tutorial will just be about how to set up the Make integration and get started. So I have just created a new bot here. You can all use this on already existing bots also. So yeah, but start out by hitting this globe to go to the hub, and we'll select make.com integration. Now, this is the bot that I want to install it on. If that is not the name of the bot that you want to install it on, you can hit this arrow and then select the workspace that you want to install it on. So for me, that is make integration, and this is the bot. So I'll hit add to bot and I'll go to bot. So as you can see right here, we have to fill in our webhook URL. We'll get this webhook URL from make. So we'll go to make.com and we'll hit login or get started for free if you want to create an account. And I will already be logged in, so that is perfect. You will probably arrive at this page right here. So from here you want to go to scenarios, and in here you can pick already existing scenarios if you want to integrate it to them, or we can create a new scenario. So in this new scenario we want to use the webhook module. Perfect. And we want to use the custom webhook. So right here, we want to choose a hook. For me, I'm going to be using no restrictions. If you don't have any here, you can add a new one, and you can select specific some IP restrictions. But I'll recommend you, just for testing here, to use no IP restrictions. So choose a hook. For me, I just call it no restrictions. And you can just hit OK, or actually before that, we want to copy the address to the clipboard. So I'll hit copy and go back into our make integration and paste in the URL right here. Also, something really important to remember is to enable the integration, else it will not work. So hit save configuration, and now we are ready to use it. So in our bot right here, we can just delete this. We want to use the card that is called send data, the make logo right here. You should be able to see that. If you don't see it, go back to here, make sure you have hit enable integration and that you're on the right bot. So in this send data card, we have two things right here. So we have data, which is the data that we are going to send to make our scenario right here. And then we have the output where we want to store the output. This is going to be a value, a variable. It's going to be an object. So for me, I'll just call this response and use it just like that. In our data, this has to be a JSON string. So I can just write something here and say JSON string and then say test. Yeah. We can also just add a card. This will just be for testing purposes. It says workflow dot and then our output variable. For me, that's workflow.response. And we can just hit run right here. The module is not set up. Should be set up now. Perfect. So we can say test. And as you can see it here, it says success true and response accepted. So that is perfect. If you run into any errors here, you might have set your URL to be wrong. So let's hit save configuration, just hit edit again to make sure it updated, and we can say test. And as you can see, success false and response null. Just make sure that the URL is the actual webhook URL from make. And you have to hit run every time you want to test it right now. I will show you how you can set it up to always be active. But in this make scenario, we can also add another module. We can use webhooks and then set up this webhook response. This will be the response to our webhook right here, which is going to be stored in our response object, and it's going to be restored in this response. So right here, we can just really write anything we want to. I will just say this is a test. And we can hit run and go back to here. and say hey. And as you can see, we got back true, and we say this is a test. Now you can also use this with other things. You can use it with, so this is just going to be the same message that we sent in our data. So I can just try here again. Did I hit run? I did not. Just to initialize, and it says just test. So yeah, the next couple of tutorials will go more into depth of how you can use this with specific other like integrations, like Google Sheets for an example, and when you have to maybe aggregate it to an array, the response to be able to handle it properly in Botpress. So yeah, if you have any requests that I did not cover in the other tutorials, just let me know and I'll try and figure it out.